Gender to feminize men.
As a result of the feminist movement's efforts to demoralize young males, masculinity is dead and modern civilization has failed its sons. Men will hold I'm a feminist because science about masculinity is terrifying since women have done such an excellent job. Due to our inability to offer a consistent outlet for masculine hostility, our society has become increasingly tolerant and passive. We accept each other and our situations as they are, and we are patient when our needs are not met. Although I am not a fan of Maha, I agree with his assessment that sports and adult media serve to numb us. Boys are given medicines so as not to frighten the females with their developing manhood. Instead of playing sports, they sit about and watch TV or play video games, accomplishing nothing. In this way, a child's natural charm and young energy are transformed into an insecure, psychologically absent adult who has no life experiences to draw from in times of struggle. We have established a society of yes men who will cater to the feminist movement's every demand and anger. A man who will do anything to escape confrontation, commitment, and loneliness. And I don't mean commitment in the romantic sense. I mean the commitment to take charge of your life, learn who you are and what you believe in, and go forward in the direction of your choice. How many of us grow up without education of key masculine ideas like history, philosophy, art, music, the classics, poetry, Shakespeare, and other bedrock of civilization because we spend all of our waking hours on the internet, playing video games, and mucking around with zero direction. You don't have to have a thing for words to enjoy Shakespeare, and you don't have to be religious to plot meaning and understanding from the Bible, but we teach them anyhow because of their power to shape young boys into educated, ambitious men. White privilege is causing historical figures like Aristotle, Plato, Tesla, Darwin, Michelangelo, Mozart, and Alexander the Great to be forgotten. When those who have an exhaustive knowledge of the Star Wars galaxy can't find the time to read the Iliad, we realize that our culture is in trouble. How many young men can identify every player on their favorite sports team? How many can name as many scientists? Feminism has kept us from learning this information. Due to the unfairness of placing facts above emotions, more accessible writings have supplanted more complex ideas. We've made sensitivity a higher priority than honesty. Essays are more about how you feel about Dickens' privilege than a serious assessment of his writings, and in today's society, guys like Mr. Rogers are branded as creeps and pedophiles for wanting to assist children. You'd have a hard time finding someone more kind than Fred Rogers, yet contemporary feminism has persuaded many that males are incapable of genuine compassion and loyalty. Given the absurd worry that any guy within arm's length of a child may molest him or her, we have allowed women to deracinate masculine influence. I highly recommend The Man Without a Face, a film starring Mel Gibson as a teacher who becomes reclusive and unable to manage his sorrow after being engaged in a vehicle accident that results in the death of one of his students. Once he meets Chuck Kronstadt, a student, he feels a renewed enthusiasm for his job as a teacher. This is standard redpill fare. Chuck wants to leave his mother and two sisters behind for boarding school so he may study aviation like his father did and join the Air Force like his father did. His mother jumps from marriage to marriage, his sisters are powerless to aid him, and he is at a loss in the world without a constructive male outlet, all of whom are unable to handle his boundless enthusiasm or boundless energy. While Chuck's mom is fixated with honors and clueless about how to help her son, McCloud serves as a guide, instructor, and friend. While he instructs in such fundamentals as geometry, Latin, and English, He teaches the significance of learning to reason and think for oneself in order to uncover the meaning of truth, as well as the qualities of hard labor, accepting responsibility for one's own actions, honesty, and ethics. How many of you, specifically how many of you young men, could have used a man like this? We are raising a generation that will be weak, excessively sensitive, and meek if we don't reintroduce the notion of male wisdom and mentorship into young boys again. And that is why it is crucial for us to understand that mgtow or redpill shapes the lives of several young men who lack or crave guidance. Out of all the things young men need right now, feminism and softness are not one of them. Be cautious and understand that God has beautifully created two genders and both of them have equal relevance in society when a woman is expected to take care of the house. A man, on the other hand, is desired to be capable of bearing all the expenses. This is the idealistic society that we want to create. That's it for today's video. Meet you tomorrow. Till then, keep taking your daily dose of red pill, and don't forget that guidance for young men is the need of the hour.
Misandry is a made-up concept by terrible men.
If misandry's made up, what about this?
Drop a hot take. Men are trash.
Or what about this?
Let's discuss the fragile male ego.
Also this.
Today I ruined a man's day and it was the best feeling ever.
And lastly, can't forget about this.
Men just being men are inevitably gonna be trash.
But yeah, I mean, I guess Miss Andrews just totally made up.